And if you're tired of the regular waistband, let me show you how to achieve this. So today I'm going to show you how to construct this professional half flat waistband at the front, half elastic waistband at the back. You're going to be learning two things. You're going to be learning how to cut a trouser, and you're also going to be learning how to achieve this waistband that is flat at the front with elastic at the back. So let's get started. Okay, so now you can use any elastic that is measuring from 1 inches upward. This one is measuring 2 inches, while this one is measuring 1 inch. Now, in my case, I'm going to be using the one with the 2 inches. Now, you can decide which one you want. But for me, I'm going to be using this one. So since the elastic is 2 inches, I'm going to be minusing 2 inches when we're drafting it. So that is going to serve as my band. So the fabric is folded into two, and this is the front part. Now I'm going to be teaching you or explaining to you how you're able to know what to measure out. And this is how I do it. My hip measurement, I'm going to divide it by 4, and then I'm going to mark it. Then I'm going to be adding extra 2 to 3 inches for my crotch curve. Then I'll add extra 1 inches for my sewing allowance. So when you plus everything together, fold your fabric into two like this, then you measure it out. Now remember I said we're going to be minusing 2 inches for the waistband, which is what I'm doing here. So now the first thing I'm going to be doing is to take the full length of my trouser. Now I'm going to pull it up so that you see. Now the length I'm working with is 38 inches. I added extra 3 to 4 inches. You can add more sewing allowance if you want. So okay, this is the length. Now we're going to be working on this part. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to take my crotch length. I'm going to be dividing it by 4, and then I'll go ahead to mark it. Now from that crotch length, you can go up by 2 inches or 1.5, but I'm going to be doing 1.5 to get my hip line. I'll just go ahead to connect the lines together. So now on this crotch curve, I'm going to be dividing my round hip measurement by 4, and then I'm going to mark it. After marking it, I'll add extra 1 inches to it, okay? So my hip measurement divided by 4, I marked, I added extra 1 inch to it for allowance. Now I'm going to measure everything I have there. I'll mark it on the hip line as well. And then I'm also going to be marking the same thing on the waistline. So I'll be able to get a straight line. So I'll just connect it straight with my free hand this way. Now to get the crotch extension or crotch curve, anyone you understand it as, I'm going to be dividing my round hip measurement by 20. And then I'll mark it. Mine is 2 inches. Now I'll connect it with a curve this way. If you have a curved ruler, please go ahead and use it. But I am okay with this. So basically we are done with this part. Now on the waistline, you can decide to add that. You can decide not to add, but I'm going to be adding that only on the front part, right? Now from that point, you're going to measure outward your waist measurement divided by 4. You mark it. You're going to be adding 1 inch for that. If you're adding that, like I said, I am adding that. After adding 1 inch for that, you go ahead to add 1 inch your sewing allowance. Please, I am sorry that this chalk is not visible, but with the explanation, I believe you would understand. Now after marking it, the next thing you're going to do is to connect it to the hip line. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is to measure out from this point to that point. Divide whatever you have there by 2 to get the center line. Now, if you are cutting a very free trouser, you don't need this, right? But you're just going to measure whatever you have there, and you keep marking it to get the midpoint of this trouser. It is very simple. Just keep marking it to get the midpoint so that you'll be able to distribute your knee measurements. Now, from the starting point, I'll go ahead to take my knee measurement, which is 19 inches. Now, if you don't want this, if you want a very free trouser, just connect it straight. Just go ahead and cut it out very straight. But for this, I am going to be using 5.5, 5.5 on both sides. You divide your round knee by 2, then you go ahead to mark it. So whatever I have here is the same thing I'm going to be marking on the full length. So I'm marking the same thing. Like I said, divide whatever you have by 2 and mark. Then I'll go ahead to connect it to the straight line. Like, I'm very sorry this chalk is not showing anyway. But if you're not understanding any part, please go ahead and watch it again. Or you can just watch closely, listen to the explanation, and then watch the way I'm cutting it. You go ahead to cut it as well. Like, it's a very free trouser, so it's something that is very simple to understand. Okay, so after cutting it, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead to notch the knee line so that I'll be able to use it when I'm drafting the back. Now, the next thing we want to do is to come down here by 1/2 inch and then connect it to the apex point here this way. Then the next thing you also want to do is to measure your darts. Remember we added darts for the front part of this trouser. Now I'm going to be adding the darts now, which is 4 inches, and then we're going to be opening it up with half inch. But I'm just going to notch it for now, leave it. Now we're going to be using this front to draft out the back. Okay, this is the back part. Now I'm going to be coming in with 2 inches. You can do 3 inches. 4 inches is the maximum you can do, right? Now I'm going to measure 2 inches. I'm going to measure 2 inches by the side. Now at the top here, I am going to be coming down by 1.5 inches. Now you can also do 2 inches or 3 inches here depending on your body size, right? Now after I've done marking it, now I came down here with 1.5 and here I came in with 2 inches, right? And the next thing you want to do is to make sure that this part of the front, now the hip part of the front, is sitting on that 2 inches, while the waist is sitting on this 1.5 inches we came down with. Now you're just going to extend out all this line because we're going to be needing it to measure out the back. The back is very simple, I promise you. So at this point, I would like you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also comment on this video. Okay, so moving on, we're going to be using the front to mark out the back measurements. Now from this point, you're going to mark 1 inches. Now this is where we're going to use to mark our back crotch curve, right? Now you're going to come to this up part. You're going to be coming in with 2 inches. You can do 1.5 inches, but I like going in with 2 inches, right? Now the next thing you want to do is to come here and place your hand on that 1 inches you marked and mark the dots behind here. See the way I did it? Then you go ahead to extend the line. Now remember we marked 1 inch there. Now where we marked that 1 inch, place your hand there and extend that mark at the back. Now from that point, you're going to connect it straight to that 2 inches we marked at the top here. You get. So if you marked 1 inches, you connect it to the 1 inches. If you marked 1.5, you connect it. Now, so from that line, you divide your round hip measurement by 10 to get your back curve for the crotch, right? Now you're going to go ahead to connect it this way. And like I said earlier, you can use your curve ruler to do this, or you can just walk around with your hand if you're very comfortable with it. But this is a very free trouser, so you have nothing to worry about. Okay, so after getting the curve for the back, now we're going to move to this upper part where I want you to listen very well. Now you're going to take the measurement you have for your hip, whatever measurement you have for your hip, that is what you're going to mark for the back waistline. Remember the back waistline is elastic, so it has to be more than the front one. Now my hip measurement is 11 inches including the sewing allowance, so I'm going to be marking everything. Now here you're going to go up by 1.5 where I just marked 1.5. So from there you're going to slant it towards the side of the trouser. Okay, if that is clear. Now remember I said the back is going to be more than the front because of the elastic. Now on the knee, I'm going out by 1 inches here. Here I am going out by half an inch. Whatever I marked here is the same thing I am going to be marking at the lower part of this trouser as well. Now I'll go ahead to connect this to this crotch curve for the back this way, and I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. I have other tutorials on how to draft a trouser. Please, you can kindly watch them on my channel, right? Now the waistline for the back, I repeat again, is more than that of the front. And basically we're done with cutting and drafting this trouser. So what I'm going to go ahead to do is to cut it out. After cutting it out, we'll go straight into the sewing. The sewing is very simple and very straight to the point. So if there's anything you do not understand, please kindly go back and watch it again or ask your questions, and I'll do well to attend to each of your questions. Remember to subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification to be notified anytime we upload new tutorials. And if there's any part you're not seeing clearly, reason why I said you should watch it again, or you just follow the way I am cutting it so that you're able to achieve the same thing or something similar. Now I'll go ahead to cut out this part as well. Now at this point, the next thing we want to do is to go straight into the sewing. Now this part I am trimming is that half inch I came down with at the front when we were drafting. So now I'll go ahead to weave it around. Like this is basically how it come out. Now I'll weave it around. Now after weaving it, this is how it looks like. Now I'll go ahead to start sewing. Now I'm going to be doing three things here, so I'm going to explain. Now this is the back part. I'm going to be sewing it at the crotch curve here. Now I'll do the same thing for the front. After sewing the front curve, I'll go ahead to sew in my dart. Now the dart I'm going down with is 4.5 inches, and then I'll be opening it up with 0.5 on both sides. Remember we took 1 inch for the dart. I'll mark half inch here, and then I'll mark half inch on this side. Then I'll go ahead to sew it down. Now I'm going to be sewing it separately, like I'll sew the front separately and then I'll also sew the back separately this way. Now after sewing it, it is advisable for you to press it so that it will make your work clean. Now this is it after I was done stitching it, the center front and also that of the back, right? Now the next thing we're going to do is to cut out the band. Now we're going to be cutting two bands separately. I'm going to be cutting separate band for the front and also a separate band for the back. Now I'm using 5 inches. When I fold it into two, it's going to be giving me 2.5 inches. Remember we minused 2 inches while we were drafting, remember? Now 2 inches for the waistband and then half inch is what we're going to be using to join it to the main trouser. Now I'm going to be folding the front into two and then I'll be measuring whatever I have there. Now I have 8.5 inches. Now I'll take this 8.5 inches. Remember it's on fold, right? So I'm going to fold the band too. Then I'm going to be measuring out 8.5 inches and then I'll go ahead to cut it out. Now the same thing I am doing for the front is equally the same thing I am going to be doing for the back part as well. Now for the back as well, I'm going to be folding it into two this way. After folding it into two, I'll measure out whatever it is I have. Here I have 10.5 inches, and I'm going to fold the band and also cut out the 10.5 inches. Remember, I told you the back is supposed to be more than the front. Okay, so now for the front, I'm going to be adding hairstay to make it a little bit thick, since we're not going to be adding elastic. Now remember, we're only adding elastic at the back, right? Now this is the measurements you need in order to be able to know what to cut out. Now my round waist measurement, I'm going to be dividing it into two. Mine is 32. I'm going to be dividing it into two, so I have 16. Now whatever you get, you're going to be minusing 3 to 4 or 5 inches from it, depending on how stretchy the elastic is. So for me, I am going to be using 14.5. This is what I'm going to be using for the elastic. Now I'll go ahead to mark it and then cut it out. Now, if the elastic is very stretchy, you can still reduce it, or after cutting it, even while you are fixing it, you can minus some things. While I am stretching it, it is still fitting. Now, this is the back. Now, this is the front waistband. I added hairstay to it, right? Now, for the front waistband, I added hairstay to it, so it's going to be firm because the fabric is light. Now, we're going to be starting with the back part. Now, I'm going to be placing it right sides facing each other. I'm going to stitch it here, then turn it over like so, just the way you're seeing in this video, and then I'm going to be using this part to close it up. Now for the front, we're going to be doing the same thing. Just like for the front, after stitching it this way, we're going to leave it like that for now. Now this is the back after I was done joining the band. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is to insert the elastic. Now I'll go ahead to insert the elastic this way, and then I'll stitch it on both sides. Now when it comes to the front part, now this is how we're going to fix it. Now this is the front. We're going to be closing it up this way, but we are going to be using the back to close it up. Now this is the back part after I was done adding the elastic. Now you can decide to do anything. You can decide to sew it straight, but for me, I decided to do the zigzag stitch. And remember that you can also leave it plain if you want, but this is what I did and I liked it. And while I was stitching it, I ensured that I was stretching out the elastic while I did this design, in case you want to try this method. Now this is what we're going to be doing. This is how we're going to fix it, right? Now you're going to be bringing the back part. You're going to use the back part first. Now this is the back part. You're going to place it this way on your working table. Just make sure it is relaxed very well. Now you're going to bring the front, making sure that the right sides are facing each other. Now you see this part, this stitched part for the front. You're going to be making sure it is aligning with that of the back as well. You're going to need your pins for this. Use your pin to hold it down very well so that it is in place. Okay, so now after pinning it, the next thing you want to do is, you see this front part, you're going to flip it over this way. Now you flip it backward like this. Make sure it is very tight. Now after flipping it, you go ahead to pin it. Now the next thing you want to do is to stitch it all together like this all the way down. Now the same thing I did here is the same thing I'm going to be repeating on the other side, so I'll explain it again for you to get it. Now this stitched part, you're going to join both of them together. This is just to help it to align, right? Now you're going to flip this part you're holding, you're going to flip it backward like this, pin it, and then you're going to stitch all the way down to the length of the trouser. You're going to be doing the same thing on the other side as well. Now after stitching it, the next thing I want to do at the same time is to stitch the inner part of the trouser. This inner part, I'll go ahead to stitch it. Now you're going to make sure that the center part is aligning very well. Then you stitch one side, and then you go ahead to also stitch the other side. Now after stitching it, the next thing I want to do is I'll go ahead to hem it. Now I'm going to be hemming it twice. I'll hem it once, and then I'll hem it again. Now I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so basically this is it after I was done with the stitching. I stitched the side, I stitched the other side, the center part as well, and I went ahead to also hem it. Okay, now what you want to do is that you're going to come to the waist. Now you're going to open it up this way. Now with this method, it basically means that your waistband is going to be cleaned from the inside and also from the outside. Now the next thing you want to do is to top stitch the front part of the waistband. Now you're going to be top stitching it from the right side of this fabric you get. Now you're going to turn it to the right side, and you're going to top stitch it from this center, this part where I am pointing. You're going to use this center point as a guideline to top stitch the front. Now basically that is it. That is how to achieve this trouser. Now the same method I use in achieving this one is also the same method I use in achieving, just that this one is an advanced method. It gives you a more cleaner finishing compared to this one that we did in this tutorial. But regardless, you are going to be getting the same results. Remember to watch it over again to understand better. With this, I believe you learned a lot. I'll see you in my next tutorial.